come for me, Dad! Don't leave me, please!
I'm coming for you, boy.
I'm coming hard.
Why so serious?
Come quietly or there will be trouble. Trouble.
Cannot assist you. There are people who need my help more.
I'll be waiting for you in hell, you heartless assholes!
I don't know what I would do if I ever lost you.
I'm coming hard. Come quietly or there will be trouble.
I'll shoot her! I swear to nuke!
I don't know what I would do if I ever lost you.
Sometimes I'm holding the Lord's message, but you get back one day at a time.
Mercifully, someone has rebooted Alex Murphy to save us from the modern first-person shooter, and remind us of how things used to be, but has the Tin Man served the public's trust? Not even RoboCop can save us now. Rogue City is set between the second and third films, and the story is pretty much what you would expect from a RoboCop script.
You will ride eternal, shiny and chrome.
Future Detroit is still a homeless breeding ground that is overrun with gangs and drugs. Knowing this is the fate of the city, even with a police cyborg tackling crime, I think it is wise to consider Detroit's realistic options now before we get there.
In a shocking turn of events, the city of Detroit has officially given up. The now former mayor has given the key to the city back to the Huron Indian tribe.
Push it somewhere else!
If you know anything about RoboCop, then you would have already guessed that the OCP are doing what all multi-million-dollar companies do. Increase the wealth divide to make more of the middle class homeless, and experiment on people without a consent form. The developers of RoboSlop claim that Rogue City has an original story, but I found the game closely follows the same template from the films. Wait, that's not completely true, as they did have a brave go at adding something new. What original contemporary storyline did they come up with? Well, they ripped off Die Hard 2, yet they shoehorned in a brother of one of the guys who killed Murphy.
I'd buy that for $1.
Our new bad guy Wendell must be new to the criminal world, as he doesn't understand the clandestine nature of the underworld. Because before he even makes an appearance, his arrival is broadcasted on the news.
According to our sources, the attacks were aimed at catching the attention of a man whose identity remains unknown. This dangerous new guy in town seems to have his eye on doing business in old Detroit.
Now this message goes out to the new guy in town. It seems that you're looking to spend some money in this great city of ours. I'm here to tell you that the Torchheads are open for business.
With this being a RoboCop game, the story is a big selling point. But the plot holes are everywhere, and nothing is substantial enough to care about in any shape or form. Come take a walk with me down this dodgy looking alley and see if you can make any sense of this hot mess.
Tell me, kid, you ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight?
Okay, so despite Wendell putting out a APB on himself, the local gangs think it's a good idea to work for this clown. But let's ask, why would they do this? They run all the drugs and rackets in the city already. Sure, Wendell can offer them money, however, that's marginal gains for putting yourself at the top of RoboCop's to nick list.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
On being successful hiring the short-sighted local scumbags, Wendell then wants to buddy up with RoboCop. Yes, he wants RoboCop to side with him. You know, that cyborg that is literally the biggest job's worth of all time.
Bad language makes for bad feelings.
Let's go.
Imagine the pristine life you could lead without the things that limit you.
This makes a little bit more sense later in the game because it becomes apparent that Wendell is working for the OCP, and obviously they won't allow him to destroy their flashy toy. But still, it makes little sense that Wendell doesn't understand that RoboCop is never going to be his friend.
I'm having trouble.
So the big plan is that Wendell was hired by the OCP to hire the local gangs to cause chaos, with the end game being that the people will agree to let the OCP flatten everything so they can finally build that Delta City they keep banging on about.
Imagine 2 million good jobs waiting to be filled. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Well, sometimes dreams come true. Delta City. For our children.
Go fuck a refrigerator, peckerneck!
It's not really going to work out though, because you still got the same scummy people, and that's kind of the big problem. This flattening and rebuilding idea is not going to change anything. Why don't they build Delta City in the nearest available space and let people come to it instead?
If you build it, he will come.
Honestly, they would have a far easier time doing that than essentially gentrifying a whole city overnight. Alongside Wendell coordinating the local gangs and keeping the OCP's name out of the frame, he is also tasked with preventing RoboCop from interfering. You'd have better odds of keeping a politician alive in front of an armed drunk audience. Okay Wendell, let's try and find a way out of the mess you've got yourself in. So you're trying to get RoboCop on your side, or at least leave you alone. A tall order, but stranger things have happened. Do you know what would really screw your chances up of convincing RoboCop to join you? Holding his memories of his family hostage, while causing mass chaos and killing a bunch of innocent people for no reason. Wendell wants RoboCop out of the way, but literally does everything he can to grab RoboCop's attention. Starting with that stupid news announcement. Then he kills a cop. When RoboCop gets involved, Wendell decides to pretty much show himself immediately. He then offers Robo a way to join him. This goes on a few times throughout the game. This is where I scratch my head and think, why didn't the OCP just shut RoboCop down? I mean, they own RoboCop, they can come up with any convoluted plan to just shut him down for a little bit, just fill it with some techno jargons and take him away, until this crazy plan somehow works out. The writers have tried to make Wendell some sort of master calculating criminal, but he's far from a mastermind. Take this for example, why does he order his hit squad to kill everyone at the hospital when all he wants to do is kill Lewis? Which this military trained hit squad somehow fails to do.
I'm alright, Murphy.
This guy, who has infinite funds and weapons, can't even kill one person who is in critical condition in a hospital bed. I think the writers saw bits of the Joker and thought, that will add shock value and weight to our character, but it just doesn't work.
Sorry, dude! The police want us to release the hostages! So no hard feelings!
To achieve his objectives, all he had to do was pay the gangs to go a little bit mad around the city and arm them with weapons and a disruption gizmo. If he'd done this, Delta City would be up in a month. This disruption technology has been built into Wendell's working lighter as an insurance. Whenever he lights up a smoke, it incapacitates RoboCop. And it also induces...
Wanna have sex?
Wendell thinks that giving RoboCop enough dramatic flashbacks of his family while holding the memories of his family hostage will convince RoboCop to sit quietly in the corner. Are you following this? Dude, he cut that family tree down in the second film.
Your husband is dead. I don't know you.
Right, let me take a step back and explain how Lewis ended up in the hospital in the first place. So RoboCop and Lewis catch up with one of Wendell's lackeys at an underground gig in an abattoir. This is where Lewis comes up with the brilliant idea to run away from RoboCop to investigate solo. Keep in mind, neither of them have ever been here before. Again, like in the first film, they don't have backup, and now they are separated, skulking around a place full of drugged up murderers.
Sorry, Sarge. Fucked up.
Forget it, kid. This guy's a serious asshole.
We are faced with the exact same recycled scenario from the first film. And what does Lewis do? She decides to run away. One of her focal character arcs is that she feels responsible for Murphy dying and later is mortified that Murphy has been made into RoboCop because they split up in the first film. How does this make any sense? Lewis just wouldn't do this.
I often think that maybe if we didn't split up that day, things would have gone down differently.
You heard that right. She just said that she felt bad for splitting up in the first film. Then why, in the name, in all that is shiny and chrome, did she run off in the abattoir? This hurts my brain. You can't betray a character's well-established arc by making them act in a polar opposite way for no reason. Here in the hospital scene, we have Lewis acting as a character should in the aftermath. But there is something off. She has no self-awareness that she ran away like a playful NPC earlier. No explanation. Has she blanked it out like pissing on a toilet seat at your new girlfriend's house? I didn't know bullets did that. My point is, this sort of thing happens a lot. Jarring, this story is like riding a bucking Ed 209 while a T1000 hurls used cabbages at you.
Nope.
It's not your fault, Lewis. The stupid writers made you act uncharacteristically. Also, you could get shot and their stupid bit of the story could happen. No aspect of this angle works. Fundamentally, it doesn't track, and subsequently, I can't feel bad for her situation because of how it came about. The writers obviously want me to, but I can't. She deserved to bite the bullet this time. They sacrificed an integral part of Lewis's character for a bit of the story that holds no weight. She can't die in this game or permanently be damaged in any way. She has to be returned the same way she was found, ready for the third film. So what was the point of all this then? I think you get the quality of writing this game offers. It's overtly contrived to make events happen that don't correspond with the source material or make general sense for that matter. Did any of the writers actually watch any of the films?
Fuck you, scumbag!
Lewis!
The worst part is that it's not so bad that it's funny. Here's an interesting sidebar. You know Nancy Allen, the actress who played Lewis? She had her character killed off in the third film because she thought the story did not follow the logic or the plot of RoboCop's story. Now, could you imagine her reaction if she read this script? I'm not saying Nancy was approached and turned down the script or even read it. All I'm pointing out is that she bailed on the third film because the script was poor and didn't pick up the paycheck to reprise her role for this game. More than likely she is sick of RoboCop, or she didn't like the script of the third film so much that she keeps herself in voluntary isolation. Because of the many flaws the writing has, I became convinced AI wrote it. I also don't understand why some people sound like children from a Saturday cartoon. It doesn't fit the gritty tone the game is going for.
So, what you gonna do? You can't put me behind bars. I'm still a kid and only done it once. Just let me off with a warning, will ya?
Everyone that sounds like they just finished an anime recording, the writers want me to side with. And everyone the game doesn't want me to side with sounds rougher. It's so on the nose and cringe. The game does give you choices, but they have no follow-up. Like when you don't give people a ticket, it says that you serve the public interest. If you do give them a ticket, it says you've upheld the law. To what end? All options are there just to make the player feel like their decisions have some importance. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but in any case, I'm not playing through this again to find out. One whack at it was bad enough. This game put me off video games for some time, and put me off the idea of doing reviews, because of the displeasure I had with this. I sat looking out the window and thought there must be something else that is actually worth my time. Oh, you can side with one of the politicians to get him elected.
Whoop-de-doo! What does it all
so mean, Basil.
This is one of those games that forces you to essentially choose who gets in power. Even though I aggressively chose every option to avoid extended interactions with these parasites.
Do you think it's that important? Being a team player?
Not every team is worth joining.
You have a very multifaceted outlook. Impressive.
I must have farted in another room, which was interpreted as me choosing the guy that wanted to do a drug deal with a kid.
Bullshit, you senile old bastard! Bullshit!
For our children.
Part of this story is written so poorly, with such a lack of understanding of the fundamental story of RoboCop, that I sided with the oppressive capitalist pigs. For you see, I have been shown things from the OCP's perspective. Yes, this game is written so poorly that it got me siding with the suits that make death machines. Okay, so the obvious Conservative Party spent who knows how many millions on RoboCop and had the luck of all the Irish mashed into a pot with as many rabbit feet as they could find in order to make RoboCop work. And what do the police get this one-of-a-kind, most technically advanced bit of kit ever to be made by mankind to do? Well, tedious jobs they can't be asked to do for themselves.
Don't do this to me. Not on my first day.
Like dealing with people at the front desk. Already mentioned the parking tickets. Opening and turning on a fuse box in the station because I'm the only one who can do this for reasons. And then there's this snowflake. She asked me to take her detainee to the holding cell, simply because he was a bit smelly and she can't deal with it anymore.
I'm gonna be sick.
So the writers do know cops then?
Just think the next time I shoot someone, I could be arrested. Hey! Look at that, the missing evidence in the Kellner case. My God, he was innocent. He went to the chair 2 years ago, Frank.
I know the writers have done all of these interactions with fellow officers to make me feel chummy towards them, but it has the opposite outcome when all they show me is lazy, useless people I wouldn't trust to watch a bee in a jar.
Oh, you guys are pathetic. No wonder Smithers made me head B guy.
It's cutting away.
Oh, we did bad.
Then the game tells me these people are hardworking and they're getting done dirty by the OCP. It's just not true though, is it? You've literally only shown me that these people should not be employed to do this job. Want stats to back that statement up?
Scoreboard! Oh, what happened to your friend? Hey, I know that guy. I killed him. He cried like a bitch.
These cops suck. Honestly, every time I went back to the station after single-handedly filling another graveyard of criminals, I was anticipating someone to ask me to knock up the teas and coffees, maybe give the floor a quick once-over.
Murphy, briefing room, now!
No wonder the OCP wants to get rid of people as cops, when they treat their one-of-a-kind toy like this. Writers, this is not how you get players to side with the good guys. These cops are Preston Garvey in everyday life, and stormtroopers on the battlefield when they can be asked to turn up. And because of all of this, I just don't care about them. If the game would let me, I would kill them at the first opportunity. Later on, the cops figure out that the OCP wants to replace them with robots, and they have the audacity to play the victim, claiming that the OCP is unfairly getting rid of them, even when they have consistently proven that they can't do their job as well as a cyborg. Robots would be better as cops, or at least better than these people at it. Somehow they're shocked by the OCP's plan to give them the boot. They act as if this was not warranted and that it is some big revelation. The OCP's plan to do this has never been a secret. 2 films came before this where they did this very thing. The RoboCop project had been on the table even before the first film. He was made with the plan to hopefully one day replace people with similar cyborgs. It has always been at the top of their list of things to do. I think at this point it's the only thing the organisation exists for. Why has everyone forgotten this? Are people actually getting dumber, or is it just people in this game? The best part is when it all comes to a head and some of the officers threaten to go on strike. What sort of threat is that when they want you gone, dumbass? In fairness, none of this poor writing or flat voice acting really matters, because this is a first-person shooter, and no one who likes the genre needs a good story to justify shooting people in the face. So as soon as I realised I could skip everything, I jumped at the opportunity. RoboSlop does get a thumbs up for being self-aware enough to give me this option. They know it sucks, and clearly I'm not proud enough of the quality of writing to force me to watch it. Without the option to skip, I doubt I would have been able to complete it.
Oh my. This isn't very nice.
RoboSlop, in short, is another mediocre shooter. Its best quality is the gore, though there is no consistency there. Sometimes the blood has white around the edges, impact wounds can look like paint, and it's hit or miss if chunks of flesh are poorly textured and gloopy. That being said, when it does work, the gore effects do look cool, and it's nice to see the spray after a headshot. The dingleberry that would be hitting the back of your leg with this lukewarm serving of RoboSlop is the thudding of RoboCop's footsteps. Now, I get that it's iconic, however, it doesn't take long before it gets annoying. No problem, I thought, they must have put an option in to mute it. Well, you have the option to reduce the thud with a slider. That's an odd choice, but after reducing it right down, I found that the volume was exactly the same. Why couldn't they just have a on or off option? Sadly, this is only the start. Like a Labour budget, there are many layers of bad news to come. It didn't take long before I worked out that there is a lot of walking to do because RoboSlop is designed like Deus Ex Human Revolution, in that there are largish areas to explore with people to interact with for side quests. If you have missed slowly walking around grey and brown first-person shooters from yesteryear, well, you're in for a treat, as RoboCop have decided to give you a lot of it with little to no flair. If you're not a fan of the colour palette, then I have bad news for you. This game is padded to maximise walking around at every opportunity. Personally, I lost the battle with the lack of stimulation, that I had time to admire the finer details of level design on offer.
What the fuck is that?
If everything you're doing is bad, I want you to know this.
There is a sprint for the uncultured Philistines who are too simp to appreciate the artistry that went into the level aesthetics. At full gallop, even a teenager can outpace RoboCop. That brings up the question, why doesn't everyone just briskly walk away from the Tin Man instead of trying to outshoot him? If that all sounds like fun, then you better get a clean pair of trousers before I tell you that there are collectibles. And yes, they are scattered in the most nonsensical places, like stolen purses and wallets casually left near bins.
Hi, I'm Eve, and I've died.
Something I asked myself was, how does RoboCop know these holders are stolen? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe criminals typically take everything out of a holder then throw them away. So for RoboCop to know they're stolen, the criminals must be leaving IDs in the holders. That would mean they would have been reported stolen, and RoboCop would then have to have all of the stolen holders in some sort of file. This then raises the question, why are people taking pictures of their wallets and purses before they are stolen, if there isn't IDs in them? And why is our RoboCop keeping all of these pictures on file?
Don't know, I've gone cross-eyed.
To keep my sanity and make sense of it, I concluded that RoboCop is picking up discarded holders that people have just simply thrown away. He is then claiming them as stolen for extra brownie points.
Need to move.
It is a weird racket, but cyborgs are well known for their unusual kinks. Thankfully, you can ignore all of these collectibles because they are pointless, as is everything optional in this game. All the optional things do is give you a few points towards levelling up. To top it all off, when you've finished walking and get to the shooting part, the game can drop frames to single digits. Not only does the game do this randomly in combat, but you will get it consistently by simply walking up these stairs in the station. I can hear you saying that none of what I have whined about matters. All this game needs to be is a fundamentally good back-to-basics shooter. Yeah, it kind of is. Though the aiming reminded me of Far Cry 2 in that I could never find the right sensitivity setting to lock on to moving targets. The Tin Man is in need of some WD-40. While I'm moving like I'm adjusting a cannon, every bad guy is having a good time emptying clips into me. It takes me so much time to get them down sights that it wouldn't feel out of place for one of the lads to pull off the old classic GoldenEye roll. To compensate for the lack of quick, smooth aiming, the hitboxes are laughably wider than the average. To get around the aiming issue, you'll soon default to strafing. When did this come out? Someone must have noticed this before it got dropped. It's unforgivable, they really are taking us back. If you can't get aiming right, then use auto-aim like GoldenEye or Time Splitters. If you want to be more this decade, have snap-on aim like Call of Duty has. So after a painful playthrough on normal, I started the game again on easy, because I have always been told to punch down. With all of the upgrades, this game finally made sense to me. It was fun, I didn't have to care about taking damage or tanky enemies. I bust into a room and blow everyone away. I even had time to survey the room while getting shot for something new to throw at people, or test what has collision detection. My advice is put this game on easy, have a dumb shooter, and never touch or think about it again. No, you don't want to do that? You're a hardcore zombie powder sniffing gamer? Well, here's some bullshit to consider before you put a flag on that hill. Because this game is paint by the numbers, there is a sniper section. Now, do you think these snipers will be half decent or aimbots that hit you as soon as you give them an inch of your dome? They're aimbots, able to hit me first every time, even when I'm sure that they don't have a shot. Better have lots of health and take them out as soon as you can, because they have another shot coming before you can shake off the shot you just got slapped with. They can even shoot through gaps that I'm not able to. This has to be done on purpose at this point. It gets better. What's this? Sniper rifle, duh. Wrong, it has the scope of a sniper rifle, but it's a fully automatic assault rifle with heavy recoil. So it sucks here in this sniper section because the aiming sucks, as I just explained, and they take more than one shot to kill. Oh, I guess you can kill them with a headshot, but you'll have to aim that right after you've just taken a shot first. Every other time you get this assault rifle, the scope is too zoomed in because the majority of this game is CQB or middling range. I don't know who did this, but smack your head on the closest table. Going back to the sniper section, I did actually die a couple times on it, but lucked out by just running to the closest cover to finally get to a better vantage point. I stood for a while, kissed my photo of Seagull, and took a moment to focus. I thought to myself, how am I going to kill the rest of these aimbots with one shot's worth of health left? Where's Lewis when I need her?
I hate when you do that. Loose out.
Before I could get a strap penciled down, I turned around and bang. This guy kicked me to the start of the section because he had somewhere else to be. You know what I expected from a RoboCop game? To bust in a room full of bad guys, do the line, "You're coming with me, dead or alive," then kill everyone before they have the chance to think about it. But for the majority of Rogue City, you walk into a room, try to aim at someone while taking shots from all angles. It always plays out the same. It's either you stand still and try and aim from there, so it's essentially a stationary shooter, or you go side to side like MC Hammer. What makes this more annoying is that RoboCop is not a bullet sponge. Often you're shooting multiple enemies at various heights, while fully exposed, especially when you breach a door. After doing so, there's a short slow motion timer that starts. In this window, you have to take out as many targets as you can. Sometimes I got a couple, maybe a few at best, but often I only managed to clip one guy, because they're too spread out. On easy, the breach time is extended, so this is much more fun, but on normal, the timer is far too short. When normal game speed is resumed, I'm stood there naked, fully exposed with no cover. From here, I will get shot from absolutely everyone. My options? I can stand there and try to pick everyone off, but this will result in me losing a substantial amount of health. My other option is to find cover, but I move really slow and have limited cover options because I can't crouch. So my best option is to go back through the door I just breached through, like I knocked on the wrong house. Then the game turns into a pop shot from a door frame shooter. I very rarely feel like RoboCop is what I'm trying to get across. This game feels like any other cover shooter, but without crouching, and a lot slower. As I'm talking about the shooting, I want to bring up the range. On entering, I noticed a high score of the day on a board. I thought, oh, this is going to suck with the aiming. Even worse, there are trophies for it. After a few failed attempts, I realised that it's not achievable, just like the range in GTA Online. Later on, I thought I'd give it a go using my full auto with no reloads, thinking that it wouldn't count towards the achievements, as the other cops are using semi-auto pistols. But to my surprise, the game let me use it. Doesn't this kind of undermine the point of a range when I can use what is essentially a recoilless minigun? Imagine how the guy whose score I beat felt seeing me pull this bullshit. I tell you, I felt like the special kid that gets to score a goal before the normal people play the real game. If you have made it this far, comment if you have legitimately scored over 250 points, only using a semi-auto with reloads. I don't think even an aimbot can do it. To make it easier on me, they also let me use my slow motion as well. Is this what passes as a challenge nowadays? This game makes me feel like a real winner. What next? Is RoboCop going to compete against toddlers deadlifting? One of my bugbears has made it into RoboSlop, and that is having to hold a button to interact with things, like opening doors or climbing ladders. Why do I have to hold square to do any of this? And why do I have to look precisely at the button prompt? But there's no consistency here either, because I simply press square in the lift to press the button. I swear this is done to hurt my undiagnosed autism. I also have to look at guns to collect ammo for them, because this is so much better than collecting ammo by just walking over guns. And why can't I just automatically interact with things? If I'm pushing my junk on a ladder, I'm not doing it to get some metal on metal action, I want to climb it.
We can't just go along with that. It's unfair and unethical.
We've all experienced having a song stuck in our head. Well, I hope you like the song the person in charge of the music for this game had stuck in his. It is repeated over and over. Even Rickman is banging it out in his office. To summarise, RoboSlop offers nothing new to the genre. Shoddy polish, poor controls, miserable levels, yes, there is a sewer level, drab characters, uninspired plot, corny, cringy writing, generic abilities, a score system that simply doesn't matter, the footsteps are annoying, the investigating is shallow and adds to the padding, no atmosphere, and everything is grey and brown. Long periods of guff and filler before the action, and when I did get to the meat, it was not worth it. There is nothing here that I have not seen and done hundreds of times in other better shooters.
Bitches, come!
I will turn them to the path of reform.
I prove that I'll do anything for the job.
I prefer cleaner games.
So what you gonna do?
I'm going to be the one that shoots first.
What if he mistakes us for criminals or something?
You're very strong, Daniel. Strong and brave.
This isn't over!
You're a knucklehead.
I bet it really pisses him off.
See you by the pool.
The pupa killed a RoboCop! Oh, I am so proud of you!